FunPlus 算是一直非常强的队伍，那希望这一次比赛的时候可以赢下他们。
And Breeze there to kick us off as we go into day, or rather game number 5 of day 2. Asterix and Raz here with you to take you through as Mad run into FPX here before we get to SKTIG.
Yeah, and this is what it's all about. You don't want to go 0-8 in the group stage.
Yeah.
I know that's been a primary focus. It's been up to Flash Wolves and Dashing Buffaloes to be able to take it. Now it's up to this team and the Mad team. Liang coming in to the top lane. No longer Rock. He's going to be subbing out.
Yep.
Kongyu in the jungle. Uniboy mid. And Breeze and K at the bottom side of the map.
So we'll see what Liang can do. Very different champion pool. The Fiora is what I know Liang for. So excited to see if that comes back out. Maybe a challenging top laner here from Mad. But going up a team against a team like FPX, they're a dynamic team in the LPL. They're our current first seed.
When we saw Mad go up against Kingzone, that one was a pretty depressing game. I think they learned a lot now. Talking about lessons learned, FPX, Gimgun in the top lane, Tien in the jungle, Doinb mid, LWX and Crisp rounding out the bottom lane. They learned a big lesson. They are undefeated team in the LPL currently in the summer split. They came into this first day getting slammed by Kingzone, and so you'd have to expect something better from them.
And there was a lot of change there, a draft we don't normally see out of the LPL team. There was that day 1 entrance that didn't come in as expected, so now up against Mad Team, the flavor's there that it could go either way. To a degree. Yes! I'm an optimist, Raz.
Yes, you are an optimist, but the thing about Mad Team is that they haven't had that good showing within the split in this game. Now, good reason why the camera is on Warhorse is that he's the former Flash Wolves coach coming into the region of the LPL. He knows Mad Team quite well, so that's something to look forward to. You could see the team here. Pretty optimistic, as you can tell, pretty happy. Being able to reset from day 1.
Yep.
And now, when I'm talking about Mad Team, if we're talking about teams, or at least the players on this team are a point of focus, it's Kongyu and Uniboy.
Yeah.
Liang is actually a great split pushing topside. He's a great Jace player. I hope he can get his hands on
Which is why it's funny that you first mentioned Kongyu and Uniboy, Tien and Doinb. The 2v2 matchup here for FPX running into Mad Team. Breeze thought there were similar playstyles. We'll find out as we head into this game. And the LMS and VCS looking for that first win.
Olaf ban immediately by FPX. Seems like they're just trying to nail down Kongyu. Sejuani, so Mad Team generally doesn't like playing up against the Sejuani. They could have first picked for that one for themselves, but remember, Aatrox has been a pick that they want to be able to go towards. Oftentimes, both Rock and Liang find themselves, an Aatrox counter like the Renekton.
Yep.
But might be different here.
You got the Ezreal taken away there from Breeze as well. We know he's played that a lot in the past if you've seen Mad Team. The Aatrox banned here on blue side.
We're letting the karma through.
Yeah, for the first time in what seems like ever.
Mad should just lock it straight in. I mean, even though Uniboy is your playmaker and you'd be setting the karma on Liang and Uniboy, I mean, you can just roll straight through with it.
Yeah.
This is a blessing that FPX is giving this to you.
Because this is a big flex for FPX that they've played with in the past. And giving that one away means things like the Aurelia, which still hasn't been taken.
At this point, everyone is playing it in any lane possible. It is great support, mid and top laner, tri-flex. So there's a possibility where K can pick it up for himself. But yeah, you'd expect it to be in the hands of Liang. I would say Liang could pick it up. Sure. And I think it would do a great job of supporting Kongyu if he goes for an early skirmishing jungler like a Xin Zhao. Oh, just kidding. Looks like, yeah, Tien's going to pick it up for himself. Oh, no, I wanted Mad Team to pick that up.
Nice call.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so now the response, because that's an early Xin Zhao on the side of FPX. And for Mad, couple of options still available. I mentioned the Aurelia before. What else?
Rek'Sai is another good one. Ooh, Yuumi as well. Remember, FPX got demolished by a Yuumi pick.
Yeah.
They went up against Tucson and Deft. And the bottom lane was actually just demonic to go up against. One of the greatest lessons FPX learned is when you see this lane going up against you, lock in your support early so you don't have Nautilus Lux denied from you.
Priority in that bottom lane set up nicely. 8 seconds to find out if it will exactly be the Lucian. Of course, there it is.
This is just a much better setup from FPX's dual lane because at least they can combat the 2v2.
Okay.
Alistar was awful versus the Yuumi, and so this time around, at least they have the heavy skirmishing from the Lux and Caitlyn. Early bridge from the Xin Zhao, so they at least have that going for them. But Mad Team's picked up power picks. Karma, Yuumi, 2 insane picks that teams priority ban.
Yes, and have constantly feared here so far in Rift Rivals. So see if FPX get anything on the merit, because the Rek'Sai is going to be the first ban, as you were mentioning there before.
Yeah, the main meta, red side bans are Sejuani, Karma, and Yuumi. The fact that Mad Team had to ban the Sejuani and the others were given away to Mad, it really comes down to FPX's ability to play towards Doombi and Gimgoon on flex.
Yep.
When they're on red side, they make beautiful things happen by nailing down the solo lanes and trying to get the best lanes humanly possible. So they're super focused on counter picks. Get that
now,
Poppy out of here.
If anyone doesn't know, Kongyu, his main champion over in the LMS is the Poppy jungle. He's most played with Iceborne Gauntlet. Shame we will not be seeing it here this time, so you might have to wait till tomorrow for that one. It's going to be the Corki band away from Doombi. Now, what is on the board for these solo laners?
Now, Doombi isn't necessarily a Zoe player, and he's not a LeBlanc player either.
Yep.
He's the type that wants to have shove in lane, and he wants to be able to rotate. That's why the Nico picks makes the most sense. Interesting that we're going to be giving Gimgoon, technically. It depends on where the Nico is going. But you have to assume that it's going to be Gimgoon getting the last pick here.
We'll find out exactly what Mad pick up now. We've already got those strong Karma, Yuumi there. Kongyu, what else does he play? Well, he said hello.
There we go. I'm kind of expecting Renekton to be a go-to here. Remember, we talked about the Jace. Jace versus Renekton is an interesting one. We already saw a Jace versus Vladimir where Nuguri was able to take everything, a wrench, pressure, almost died. He died once, but was able to still be a huge team fight for us. So, I don't know. I mean, Gimgoon is a Vladimir player. He's a Kled player as well. Ooh, looks like there we go.
Yeah.
Lock it in.
Okay, so Gimgoon will be picking up most likely
The Nico.
Yeah. You know I say most likely because
FPX. Just make the statement. There's no Orianna top lane here. Just got to be able to say a 100% Orianna mid here for Doombi. Gonna be good. We have a lot of shields here. Both from Crisp and Doombi to protect LWX later on in the game.
Yep.
You look to the side of Mad Team, the amount of mobility there for the Lucian, Karma, and you have the Yuumi to be able to back them up. That's great early portions of the game that they can roll around with. Mid-game pressure is there. So I love this draft from Mad Team.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at FPX thinking that, Tien has a lot to work with now. Tien, don't necessarily think that he can do much mid, much top lane. Bot lane is what we're going to be focusing on here for FPX.
Yeah, that's right, and that's really a first when there's so much strength in the solo lanes of FPX. As Warhorse walks off the stage, remember that LWX and Crisp in the past have been left on an island, but been performing ever so well coming into Rift Rivals. We want to see that once again out of this lane.
And the fact that they're able to give them that sword that they can wield with, that it's going to be Tien, LWX, and Crisp really early on, that's going to be close by. I want to see what Breeze and K can do because, yeah, they're going to be looking to trade as much as possible, shoving in whenever they can. And it really is, a target on their backs if Tien and Doombi can find a good flank on them or just a good gank overall. Ultimately, Kongyu needs to be able to defend that dual lane.
Needs to be the shining light here for the LMS and VCS. 0 and 7. And the LPL are heading toward that semi-final. LCK's already secured first, so we could see this matchup come through again. But first, you want to see that LMS and the VCS can hold a candle to FunPlus Phoenix.
Ooh, I love myself some level 1s.
Yeah, let's go.
They're going to wrap around. They should be able to take Breeze, maybe force him to take his dash. So
Well, Tian's going to find him, yeah. Does dash away, so it's not the worst start in the world. At least he gets out of first blood. Tian just keeps on walking towards him, but that'll be it from FPX.
Yeah, that makes it easier for LWX and Chris to actually stay in lane. You would expect them to have more priority in starting in the lane, so they can get the shove on Breeze and K. So the whole expectation that we had initially of Breeze and K having a good row in the bottom lane early is immediately upset based off that level 01 alone. I just want to see where LWX and Chris start here.
We'll be able to pick up this ward, walking away. Now it's back to the red buff after clearing it, so it's going to be a setup here for vertical jungling for FPX.
All right, there we go. Remember, what we said about Ezreal Yuumi also exists for the Lucian Yuumi as well. Yuumi is one of the worst supports at being able to deal with vertical jungling, pressure on dive. She can't do too much to be able to protect her support in those situations, other than expending her summoners. In this case, doesn't have exhaust, has the heal and ignite.
Yeah.
So I want to see what Breeze and K can do under their circumstances. Great defense too.
Yeah, I love this because Kim Goon fakes as Tian. They think he's moved to the top side and will now eventually get into lane. Tian's gone unthwarted, and this is just the mind game.
My God. That's just fun to see, man. Even if you believe that it really is Gimgoon, and I think that they know that Gimgoon was top lane, that you're just going to get harassed from it. You're going to take too much damage overall. That was smart to begin with, and Kongyue can't even take the red buff right
Still level 1, onto the blue buff now, while Tian has cleared away part of the Raptors in red and is towards his own red buff now.
Yeah, smart level 1 overall. LWX and Chris take control of the bottom lane that we referenced to. Tian can now go straight towards his own red buff and look for that triple buff immediately. So FPX are set up to succeed in the first 5 minutes alone.
And after that red buff, where to next? Krug's available here for Tian. The map is open as he hits level 3, and top side in a good position, but going to be spotted out by a ward here, so Liang backs away. But Tian in the prime position to really get this game going early on.
This is what we're looking towards. The chip that now Chris can also put. He's a range support. Makes it easier to get that first turret plating in. Oh my God,
that's a caught out count onto K. Has to heal him. Only just survives in the end, but LWX and Chris not even level 3.
One of the lowest HP margins in the game.
That's right.
Have to deal with that. Uniboy might be forced to flash here.
Tian walking into the mid lane, looking for the audacious charge. Uniboy walks out himself after clearing the wave. So Doomby can't follow up as well, and that's a small win, but still pushed out.
A good example of why the Karma is so hated is that slow. That's an unbearable slow to deal with, of course, that Uniboy was able to push on towards Doomby.
Yeah.
Still, a lot of pressure on towards Breeze here, consistently pushed underneath turret, and the most key point is whenever you see people pushing under turret, the idea is that, hey, maybe they can farm underneath it. They're just continuously, you can look at Crisp leading the lane, looking to harass them underneath. Kongyue is kind of expecting the Xin Zhao to be here for a potential dive, and so he just has to be here just in case.
Try and find something onto LWX and Chris, but at the moment it's merely that shadow as Breeze still at half health. But the team was farming away during that, so this jungle is still just winning out wholehandedly.
Yeah, and a lot of movement here. Right now, Breeze and K just need some sigh, or at least some breath of fresh air. Not going to be able to get that here, but it's one of those tough positions being in his AD carry because you need to pick up the waves constantly pushing under your turret.
Yep.
The only time you can get any breath of fresh air is when it's LWX and Chris choosing when to go back.
So Kongyue trying to pick another wave then. He's looking towards the mid lane right now. 10 comes in just in time as Uniboy gets Doomby low, and there's good shadowing once again from 10.
So now that so much has happened on the map already, I want to refocus ourselves on towards the Keystones. That's going to be a Glacial Augment by Doomby.
Yeah.
Before we get into that.
No, because we're going to fight immediately onto the mid. It's the jungle actually, and Tian who dies. Doomby can't teleport in time. First blood over to Mad Team.
That was a big wall of minions that Uniboy had to flash over. Couldn't just run right past it, of course, but it's a long time. Oh,
that's a flash here from Kongyue, still sticking around. The mid pressure we talked about is coming through for Mad Team, but Doomby able to turn this back around. Smite from Kongyue, not going to give him the health, but he's still away alive. So it's only that kill for Mad.
Just a big burst of damage on top of Tian. Thought that he had the time to be able to stall for the teleport from Doomby, but it wasn't the case.
Now, speaking of time, Raz, I know you were mentioning before, and we didn't get a chance to because of the way the jungle started here. Whether we still get that at the moment is a question. Doombee's Glacial Augment, run me through.
Yeah, now, Doombee's the type of person to always go towards, you know, utility on his champions, and a lot of times we talk about the Rise as an example, but in this case, being able to see the Glacial Augment,
Yep.
now, it's going to be fun to be able to see what he itemizes. I'm expecting, like, Ghosties as an example.
That's true.
Just go for the slow to set up the rest of the team. He has great shield already, so it seems like he's going to be that like secondary support. Doesn't have the damage that you would expect from, let's say, an Airy.
And our Glacial Augment mid laners as well. Remember, it's that Rabadon's third, which Orianna tends to go for anyway. So it gets back into the normal itemization that you'd expect from this mid laner. So we'll see what happens, because at this point, with the double Amplifying Tome already picked up there for Doombee in the mid lane, he's now hit level 6. Shockwave available, moves back into lane, and Unionboy has a shove so he can start roaming around a bit. But remember, Crisp is one of the most roaming supports in the LPL.
Yeah, he roams quite a bit.
So he's here in the mid lane too.
Last time he ended up trying to roam, this was up against King's Own, and he tried to make a play on top of Naren's head. I mean, you saw Tucson counteract that.
Yep.
Great state of mind from King's Own to be able to recognize what Chris was trying to do, to be able to get his team back into the game and stop it from happening. And so Mad Team's doing a good enough job to recognize that. You can already see that, you know, control wards are being placed defensively to be able to at least keep Kongyua up. Let's see if this gets stolen really close.
Yeah, 8 HP. Chris was coming around the corner, but no vision, of course, so had no way of knowing.
Oh, come on.
Moves into the jungle once again. Now, he's at a level disadvantage. That kill in the mid lane with the experience, Kongyua is 6 and has Dragon's Rage. So you don't want that trade. Tien walks away, and so rightly so.
Chris was just willing to do this, knowing that Caitlyn can hold on her own.
Yeah.
There's no CC there, of course, from Kay and Breeze to be able to force a fight. So they just have to deal with the Caitlyn pressure while Lux is off on her own.
Chris eventually gets back to lane with LWX. And Breeze has caught back up a little bit, but still 15 CS down in this lane. The Vampiric Scepter going to heal a little bit, but still the poke is going to be a lot to deal with here for Breeze, who now hits 6, pops the culling immediately. LWX moves away with the 90 caliber net, but K separates at a bad time. Audacious charge, 1, 2, and 3. Cat can't survive. No! Animal cruelty at its finest here for Rift Rivals Day 2.
Breeze wasn't tuned into the play either, didn't know what was happening, so couldn't immediately move towards the Yuumi. That was quick, man.
Yeah.
Thought he can get a ward off, at least to get some vision. Didn't expect to be finding Tien at the end of that bush.
Man, that's a good kill for LWX as well. Remember, there's a BF sword already in inventory. Turret plating there too. Itemization going to start coming a lot quicker as Mad Team, their response is towards the top side, but Gimgoon's already out.
Yeah, well played. Gimgoon is a very respectable top lane. When he's on a weak side and he knows that people are roaming towards his head, understands that Doombee can get a wave being pushed in. So there we go. Karma has to come and be able to retrieve this.
Which is very impressive considering that Gimgoon a lot of the time hasn't played towards that weak side. So even though he's almost 30 CS behind towards the top side now.
Oh boy.
Safety in numbers while bottom lane gets ferocious from FPX.
Yeah, they're going to see Doombee now. And being able to make that call. Look at Karma. She's coming in.
One there. Shockwave flashed away from by Breeze.
Karma is going to slow them down. Mad Team wants this fight.
Tien jumps on top of Uniboy. They're going to get the slowdown eventually. The tether to come through. Mad heal, or rather speed up the Karma. But no surprise there from Mad. They can't get it.
Yeah, nice binding coming in from Chris. But overall, you're still under this pressure. You got to take this L. Take a look at the CS advantage. 30 CS.
Yeah.
The LWX has on your head.
To be fair, Liang still has the same, but you're right. That's massive advantage. The biggest Caitlyn advantage we've seen so far.
There's a difference between 30 and 20.
That's true. Teleport going to be used here by LWX in the bottom lane. Now, Chris tagged a little bit here, but still good news bears. LWX waiting for the wave to push in ever so slightly as the ping's going down here from Mad, wondering what the heck's going on. Breeze walking away from the light binding, but only just. Getting pushed up underneath turret up here, but Liang has to back away after picking up his second bit of turret plating. Chris finally lands it. We get the ulti as well. Okay, it happens again.
What can you say?
Rough.
I think he has like 7 more lives.
0 and 2 now on the support. Breeze left in his lonesome Raz without a summon of a cleanse available. You can get behind it there. He won't have to use it now, but Ace in the hole onto Breeze. He gets half health. LWX and Chris need one more minion wave to get this turret.
At least he has potions running. He has himself, of course, the Biscuit and Vamp Scepter.
Yep.
That's not going to save your tower.
Tian's here once again alongside Chris. Turret goes down eventually, just with the pressure alone, and a big gold lead for the bottom side. The top side, with its pressure alone, Mad Team are able to start this Rift Herald.
Oh, see this, Tien is just rushing towards this, so they know that it's happening.
Dumby has
That's
ulti.
not the right Tien. We all know where he really is.
Yeah. Dumby has ulti once again. Level 9 with the blue buff available, so Mad Team getting pushed off this.
You got Xin Zhao's on two sides.
Liang Kongyu moving up.
Oh,
A
good
double
damage.
tangle buff. Yeah, and some good poke while they're at it. Liang will turn it back around. Gimyu now has to shift his way out, but gonna get bursted down with an electrocute. No Pop Blossom for you. Mad Team get yet another kill, but FPX are ready to re-engage.
Looking to force the fight. They still have both flashes up, so Liang and Kongyu should be safe.
But they're getting sandwiched in from the side. Uniboy coming up with K at his wing. The Sonic Wave into Resident Strike to flash. Instant ulti from T and denies it. Poke coming through from LWX, but that was just a quick, nice play from the jungler of FPX.
A lot of poke on Tien. Tien can no longer look to defend a Rift Herald tick. I think Mad Team is in a good position to do it.
Tien's still nearby, but you're right. Smite was used there just to heal back up. And Mad begin this once more with Chris spotted in vision.
All right, teleport. Mad want this, and they're going to commit to take it.
Now, this is Liang.
FPX.
Still very messy. Shifting around vision now placed by FPX. And it's going to reset.
And this is what it's annoying. FPX don't need to commit too hard to force a fight, but at least to just reset the Rift Herald itself. Here we go now. Oh my god.
Yeah, still trying to force this turret with his turret plating now. Liang hits with a shock blast. It's blocked by Gimgoon. Uniboy moving up in comparison, but just so back and forth.
Now look at mid lane. I mean, throughout all of the shenanigans, Doinb is just fine being able to pick up turret plating.
Yeah. And man, like, do we start this again? What do we do?
That is not the right answer. We already have the answer to that.
Tien can come in. Uniboy might be caught out. He's going to be spotted there by the light orb. And Mad just walking away once again. Get off this Rift Herald. It's over.
This is the endless 8 right now.
Yeah. LWX culling in the top lane just gets credit. Dodges away from Liang, and that was one headshot there from the Caitlyn.
We just need to stop Mad Team from putting themselves in this position. Okay, well, you know, that's a lot of DPS on Breeze.
Chris still has the ulti, Raz.
He's
Let's
fast.
go. Oh, he lands it. Gets the ulti, but that misses with the damage. 90 caliber net from LWX to get him closer, but it was a close call enough. It's going to keep happening. Sonic Wave into Resident Strike. Team does it again. This
What
time I
are
don't
we
need to
really
compliment
doing
him.
here?
We're going top lane A-Ram. It's a toe ram, Raz. As Tien almost dies at the end of it as well. Mad Team send more members up, and now we're back to the mid lane.
I mean, FPX are the ones that are passively farming up bot and mid at the same time.
And Breeze just almost keeps dying.
Out of all of this, 2K gold lead has been given FPX. Well, I guess the shenanigans are finally over.
Raz, what do we call the FPX in the LPL? Team of Chaos, right? There's more a specific name, but they are a chaotic team by nature themselves. And if Mad want to play that chaotic style, even if it's towards the top side, FPX will take you whole hand.
I mean, they're playing a smarter game. FPX, all they're trying to do is slow them down and stop them from taking Rift Herald and get more gold across mid and bot lane. Turret platings and just the turret itself now, we're past 14 minutes finally. This is being given towards Doinb. So throughout all of this, the one who's playing chaotically is Mad.
As per their name. It seems very relevant in this game. Doinb going to be caught out, or rather final chapter comes through with double shockwave into the final spark. It survives for now. It's just back and forth once more while FPX continue to pick up more objectives, this time in the Mountain Drake.
Interesting lane assignments here. Seems like that, you know, Carmen picking up bot lane. The idea is to at least have Breeze get the first shove before he rotates back. They want to keep their dual lane here just for the Rift Herald, so they don't at least lose it to FPX randomly, but they would have to reposition the moment Mountain Dragon comes up, because FPX has one of those already.
Yeah. Doinb still farming away here in this mid lane too. Now, Glacial Augment we already talked about, but the pairing with that is the hose you see as the first item for the Orianna. And Fiendish Codex there too, so expecting the spooky shadows, twisted shadows, mystic shadows. Forgot what they're called, Raz.
Twin Shadows.
Yeah, that's the one. Seems to be the second item.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense for Gimgoon, of course. We hit on the fact that going Twin Shadows alongside GLP is the right way to go for it.
Yeah.
It has good AP value, so I don't think that Oriana wants to go for that necessarily. We'll see as the game goes on, but Mad Team committing once again.
Yeah, we're back to the Rift Herald dance. The hose that time not going to hit there from Doomby. Mad might actually finally get this, but
Oh my
just
God.
steals it away. They were waiting for him. Doomby has no shockwave, but actually just comes up now. Kongu forces the flash with the Sonic Wave. They turn back on the Chris Liam, tries to go in as 10, now pops the ulti eventually. The final spark was exactly that for the Jace. And FPX pick up the kill and the Rift Herald steal.
Yeah, that's just disappointing. That point, Mad Team commit to it when they could just be focusing on the lanes, and now they're put in this position. Rift Herald's online.
And this is gonna sting here. Kim Goon, final chapter, just needed one more. But it won't connect. Rift Herald hit it hard. Second turret for FPX.
And now all of that finagling, anything, I don't know what you can call it, from Mad Team to be able to try and get themselves a better lane matchup for Breeze and K, and to rotate for the Rift Herald. FPX end up stealing it for themselves while getting all the waves in favor of Doonby and LWX.
What the Mad Team get at the end of the day?
That is nearly a 70 CS lead by LWX.
Lancer, absolutely nothing. There you go. 80 carry versus 80 carry. And we'll get to have a look at this beautiful play again, I guess.
I like the segue from not just stealing the Rift Herald, but turning it into a fight.
Yeah.
And it was all really on just how Tien and Chris were going to play this one out, based off the life binding. So, where does it go? Hits you, and then they can go for it. Hits both targets. Kongyo has to flash. So, yeah, I mean, that gets you your mid lane turret.
I love how the thundering blow from the Jace actually sent them back. It rather sent Gimgoon back with a Pop Blossom. It almost killed Uniboy, so he had to flash. And yeah, that's been the game so far. That bit in the middle, that was when Rift Herald existed, and we started thinking about it more. Tough break here for Mad Team, Raz. And as the game goes on, you start feeling that gap increases. It was the 80 carry gap that we've been talking about all game long. What did you mention there before? 70 CS. It's about that with 2 items versus the 1 for Breeze.
It's shortening now that Lucian's able to pick up the mid lane wave and Wolf Camp too. Yeah. So thankfully he's able to kind of combat that. Oh, couldn't get the big one. Chris just denied him. Don't touch it.
It's mine. Breeze left to the mid lane there. He said he could pick up CS, that's fine, but FPX are not going to let that happen. That is a 2-item. Caitlyn is just rearing to go.
Kongyue.
Uniboy going to slow them down. Here's where we need to see the big kick.
Where are you?
Where is it? Sonic Wave? Oh! Baited shockwave in onto Kongu. Turns around from FPX, and now that's their fight. They find the Jace into the side, but Tian just ults immediately with the prowling projectile. Get the slow. They want to turn onto Leon. He needs an audacious charge. Is he going to find it? He gets the slow onto Leon. They get the kill. It's chaos indeed from Mad, but FPX thriving in everything else.
Kongyue was just thinking about it. Thinking about it for a long time and just didn't want to go for it because it was just too hard with how they're grouping up.
Uniboy should not be here. The final spark. A 1-for-1 trade, yeah, but how are you going to highlight that?
Mid lane waves coming in now, but I think that's going to be the last of the onslaught that FPX have been going for.
I will say, this feels more of the FPX we know, Raz, from the LPL and what we last saw them in their performance. So moving towards, was that Sonic Wave almost off the back? Moving towards the day 3 and day 4 of Rift Fire, it was good to see that FPX able to make confident plays like this off the back of that.
He's trying to see, Kongyue is trying to bait a cooldown from FPX, but take a look at this.
Yep.
In the minimap, a flank was coming and Liang didn't know about it, so there's a reason why Tien went for this one knowing that Gimgoon was going to be following up. They had the man power there and Breeze didn't have mana underneath him. Yeah, it feels bad. You're going to lose a turret after all of that.
We're going to watch Uniboy die with Tien.
Yeah, at least Kongyue was able to answer back to be able to kill Tien and then roam right back to Breeze too, so at least he's trading something back.
So well needed right now. It's 2 kills on the Lee Sin, who holds the majority right now for Mad Team. But FPX walk into the enemy red side jungle, take what they want, and give nothing back. It's a double mountain on the menu for the FPX, and LMS and BCS fearing right now. They're 0-7. The potential for 0-8 gets further out of hand, depending on this fight.
All right, no way for Lee Sin to get in unless if he goes for a ward hop in.
So
but
there it is.
Double mountain on top of FPX, positioning towards mid and Baron. Yeah, you know, you ain't hitting them.
It's perfect from Tier, but even funnier. K just trying to get these prowling projectiles
Get
to get
him.
the slow down. You can see Sonic Wave onto LWX. They flash with him. Kongu gets a double man kick, but can he get the kill? Kongu, even with Conquerors after healing up, doesn't. And eventually drops down. Team will get bursted himself though, so this is good for Matt as Breeze gets pulled back in with the shockwave. Wants to turn the play. Ace in the hole, blocked by Leung, but as Chris misses the binding, you can see that Uniboy wants to go in. They force the flash out of the support, and LWX forcing him back. The ultimate burn, and so is the flash. LWX just crits for days though. Pop Blossom flash, Uniboy and K join the coffin as FPX clean up and head to the big purple worm.
Kongyun knew he needed to do something. Something needed to happen, and he had LWX in his sights. Just didn't have enough damage to get lethal.
Hit crisp on the way. Things were looking good for Mad Team until they weren't. And we're onto this Baron with FPX nailing it down. Kongu not even going to go near it.
Just full focus on the team. You can see their face right now, this stage. No reason to overreact. FPX have been able to hit a pretty large lead. Take a look. Uniboy and Kongu are on the same page here. You can even see the Yumi willing to go right in with her ultimate while Lee Sin gets in. But they couldn't find the right angle for the kick. It really was just more so, I guess we'll get the damage, but you couldn't follow it up. And with the red buff on top of Caitlyn, she heals right back up, so when the fight's long enough, she can actually just walk up to Uniboy here.
Yeah, ready? That's one, that's two.
And look at Leon, because he's the one that got the last shot. Bam!
Poor K, he dies at the end of this as well. And we don't get to see the full of it because FPX are fighting again. Oh! I can hear the Korean dancers right now. They're just upset because that is Uniboy with a long death timer and FPX with Baron who get the kill, get the turret, and a 10k gold lead running into the top side of the map.
Yeah, top turret's now going to be the point of focus. There's nothing you can do. You don't have the range here. You're just going to be right for the picking.
Shockwave on Leung. There's the first one, rather the second. And FPX with this momentum and Baron buff. They could either look for the end or they could look for the other inhibitor turrets.
I mean, just play it burning slow. Wait a minute, they just won it.
Yeah, Raz, it's FPX. They want to end this now. Keep LMS and VCS from finding a win as Sonic Wave will connect onto Chris, but FPX have already found one.
Double cannon.
Looking for the second. There's the kick flash, but it's on LWX. He gets sent nowhere. He survives and kills his assassin in the process. Breeze assassinated himself. And Mad Team running for their lives. And FPX will keep LMS and the VCS combined from picking up a win in the group stage.
0-8. GG to FPX. We will still see LMS and VCS tomorrow. But, I mean, this is pretty damning. We knew that this kind of result was going to be coming up. Dashing Buffaloes, Flash Wolves, we saw them come out 2 games.
Yep.
They put in a lot of effort. So I would still say give a focus and get hands off to Flash Rolls and Dashing Buffaloes going into tomorrow because an upset is still possible. I'm just talking about a game, but as it stands, FPX are back in play.
And a good performance means that LPL fans out there for what is the 3rd seed can be happy with that. I mean, LWX and Chris, goes without saying that coming into today, there was a big focus on them, considering how they've been performing in the LPL and what we wanted to see.
Yep.
I'm glad that we got that out of the Caitlyn Lux lane.
Yeah, they had a crisp on their shoulder. They need to come into today and really perform, and I'd say draft well. They did that.
Yep.
Did exactly what they wanted to here. So, as you can tell, calm, because they felt like this should have been the result yesterday as well, but Kingzone looks fabulous.
Yeah.
A lot of the LCK teams came to play. You know, all of the LCK teams came to play. And so they're already in the finals for that reason. It's more so this matchup that we want to see, which is the LMS and VCS going up against the LPL tomorrow. But we still have one damn good game at the end of the day. Take a look at this.
This was the pick that was caught in the middle of the replay, and it was Chris who started it off.
I mean, he was alone. The wave was already crashing in. There's no excuse to be in that position. Just snowball after snowball. If you look to defend this turret as well, another spooky ghost to be able to look for the catch. Ultimate there makes it easier. We don't see any Glacial Augment Orianna, but you can start to see the synergy there as well.
Especially when Kim Goon's a Glacial Augment Nico, which is really the only Nico. So good to see the double Glacial team. I'm sure they've been stacking that up in TFT and just thought, Well, we'll take it onto the Rift as well.
Good attempt from the Lee Sin to make another kick happen. He's been trying hard this game, and it's just been too difficult to play out.
Yep.
They got all the picks, so it's not even that they had bad pick and ban. They had both Yumi, Karma, all locked down with the Lucian. You should be able to make a lot of dreams happen here, but take a look at the DPS. 14k damage, nearly 15k from LWX.
Oh, yeah. How long did that game go for? 23 minutes. So Caitlyn was only going up from there as well.
Yeah, Top Esports and FPX are one of our fastest teams in the LPL. Whenever they sniff blood, they just go.
Yep.
And so it's one of the examples of that. Mad Team didn't give themselves too much to roll with. When they come into this composition, which doesn't have many like CC pick potential other than you already saw the Lee Sin,
Yep.
you just fall. That's just going to be the reality. You don't have the damage to back up any ways as well. So Lucian just couldn't get the DPS down. Anytime he was anywhere near members, you're just going to die. How you doing?
Welcome back. I like the continued innovation though, whether it's something as small as Doombee's Glacial Augment or Oriana. So for me, like going forward, the biggest surprise against FPX has always been surprise, right? Like the way they draft and the way they can be innovative within the league, and now on Rift Rival.
That's why I don't give too much credence to like best of ones and what it really shows, because we saw a really bad draft in day one, and it's not to say like nothing bad against Kingzone, right? But more so, it would have been a far more competitive game based off the draft. You saw a better draft here, primarily because of the bottom lane.
Yep.
But I think it's more so a story of just LMS and VCS's performance in the tournament. If you try and analyze it too hard, you just break your brain at that point. I think it just comes down to the fact that they're just not on the same level. We'll have to see if they can regroup, come back. Remember, we're just one day off.
Yeah, that's right.
So I want to be able to see what they can do when they get to it.
But it does mean that we're ever so closer to going towards that SKT IG rematch that we never really got the final conclusion at MSI, Raz.
I mean, it's because someone slipped and fell to the North American team and Team Liquid.
Yeah. I mean, SKT,
and G2, to be fair.
SKT fell as well.
But G2 is the better team. So
yeah,
G2's the MSI champion. So.
Still no excuse. We're going to throw it over to Doombee, who's standing on stage with G-Stun after that win for FPX.
All right, taking down Team Med, we have FunPlus Phoenix's Doiby. Congratulations on your victory. It's your first time playing on your home soil. How do you feel about wrapping up your group stage? Not very satisfied about my performance. Although you mentioned that it wasn't an unsatisfactory performance. No, although the 1-1 score may not be too satisfied. How do you feel about your international event? You know, I think we primarily focused on watching the other regions' plays and also learn from them. No, you delineated Glacial Augment Oriana, even though you had a Glacial Augment rune equipped Nico. What was your motive towards that? You know, ordinarily when I play Oriana, I just use this rune setting. Right now, you have to play versus LMS/VCS United team again in the semifinals tomorrow. Any comments on it? No, although we have shown abysmal performance, we're gonna fix all the problems and make adjustments, and hope to show great games tomorrow. And that's it for the interview. We'll be back after a short break.
点，可以临时30秒，卡尔玛10秒。厉害。我看瞎子，感觉这波瞎子要开，感觉瞎子要开。
走了。颠倒。
塔没了，我可以上。
瞎子没闪。
猫。
我回家踢，帮我打包，我要回家踢。
不用。
那我就过来。来一声。